In this video, we will talk about the post-application stage and what happens with the paint during this stage. After applying it, we need to wait a reasonable amount of time for the paint to dry and acquire the specific properties it was designed for. However, how does paint actually dry? We're used to hearing that things solidify when we cool them down. After all, that's what happened with water when we put it in the fridge. It turns into a solid we call ice. However, we also hear that paint needs to be exposed to high temperature to cure and transform into a solid. So why does this happen? The truth is that both solidification by cooling and by heating are existing but different. The solidification of paint is more similar to the solidification of an egg than the solidification of water, for example. When we heat an egg, it coagulates at the molecular level. What happens is that the proteins in the egg are moving and coming together due to the heat. The energy of the increased temperature allows the proteins to come closer and form chemical bonds. These bonds create a viscous network in which water is trapped. In simple terms, a viscoelastic solid is formed, which after the remaining water evaporates becomes a solid cooked egg. In the case of paint, something very similar happens. The difference is that instead of proteins, is the prepolymer and the hardener that bond together and form a solid network. This phenomenon is called curing. Apart from curing, there are other processes by which paints can dry. One of them is oxidation. This means that oxygen in the air reacts with the polymer molecules and ends up binding them in the same way that proteins in the egg coagulate. In all these processes, heat is extremely important, as it speeds up the reaction by providing energy to the reactants. Similarly, heat leads to the evaporation of the liquid part, allowing only the solidified paint to remain in the substrate. This is Cosmos Coatings. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.